Thank you all for joining us this morning. It's lovely to be back. Some of you know our faces very well by now, and for those of you who don't, I'm Carly Begner, Account Director at Story, and I'm joined again by Lauren Murta, Head of Events at Story.
Good morning, and again, thank you very much for your patience. As you may have noticed today, we are not coming to you live from our Story studios in London Bridge. We are from our homes, beaming in technically. So as many millions of others are, we are adapting. And so today we and a few other guests from our wider team are coming to you from our homes straight into yours.
Some of you will know about the backgrounds of Story and Venue Search London, or VSL, but perhaps not that we are sister companies. Story started over 7 years ago, creating and producing outstanding events, which we're very proud to still be doing today. As the name states, we'd like to ensure that we tell our clients' stories to the very highest standards, whether virtual, hybrid, or live.
Indeed, and over at VSL, the team knows everything there is to know about booking an event venue, and are very proud to be London's leading free online venue finding service. Working with over 1,000 venues in and around London, our team researches and, when they're allowed, visits venues non-stop. It allows them to personally recommend the perfect venue for any event you might have.
Now, in today's webinar, we're going to be taking a look at how we can help you enhance your virtual and hybrid events. Now, as we start to see what appears to be the light at the end of the tunnel from Lockdown 3.0, we will be discussing any update on government guidelines to safely start in-person events again. However, as we prepare to move back to the live event format, we can't just neglect those incredibly important digital events.
Nope. So a little bit later, Claire, Eve and Sophie from VSL are going to be joining us to give us a little bit of guidance when it comes to venue and safety and the measures that these venues are taking to improve their own COVID safety and digital abilities as we make that leap back into live. They're also going to be discussing the recent survey that we conducted asking corporate buyers when they feel comfortable to not only attend live events, but also at what capacity.
We're also really excited to share our new conference and wellness packages and to show you just how varied and effective virtual events can be. After the success of our Story Artisan gift boxes in December, we are launching new and exciting gift boxes, which we can't wait to discuss with you in a little more detail later. They can be standalone boxes, but actually work really well when paired with our virtual packages too. As always, we will have a Q&A session, so do send your questions as we go in the comments box, and we'll answer as many as we can at the end.
Indeed. So we have been speaking about the importance of wellness within your company for you and your teams for quite a while now. And it's easy for companies to forget to engage with their staff when everyone's apart and they're working from home. So something that Story has been working on both internally for our teams and our clients is to create virtual wellness programs. And so, in fact, for everyone who needs it, we are going to be rounding out today's webinar with a taster session of one of those wellness options, desk side yoga. All you'll need is yourself, a chair, some calm, and we will do the rest. It's really wonderful, so I would encourage you to stay. Now, back in December, when we last met, during our last webinar, we gave you an update based on the government and the All Secure standards as the roadmap back to live events. As we know, those goalposts were changed when the third lockdown started and the dates and the aims were again reset.
As it currently stands, this is how the government's roadmap foresee the possibility of events restarting.
So step one, which was March the 8th, a couple of days ago, hospitality and events remain closed, although thankfully for many parents watching today, schools have reopened, so little nod from Carly. Sites are also now permitted as long as the venues have the correct safety protocols in place, which is amazing news.
Step 2, no earlier than April 12th, Event Pilot will begin launching outdoor hospitality reopens as well. The good news is hospitality can trade in outside spaces with no curfew and no need for alcohol to be served with a substantial meal. And live events like weddings can take place with up to 15 people. And there is the reintroduction of the rule of 6.
Yeah, that feels like a good date, that step. Step 3, which is no earlier than May the 17th, we take a step up. The rule of 6 does still remain here though. So indoor hospitality will reopen. International travel, obviously subject to review, will kickstart again, and really excitingly, large events will begin again. So, for instance, conferences. So some large events can take place, but there will of course be a limit. So this will be based on the size or the capacity, whichever is smaller. So for instance, indoor events can take place at 1,000 people or 50% of the venue capacity. Outdoor other events can take place at 4,000 people or again, 50% of the venue capacity. Or finally, outdoor seated events can take place at 10,000 people or 25% of the venue capacity, whichever is smaller.
Now, step 4, no earlier than June 21st, and subject to review, of course, the government aims to reopen the country. There will be no legal limit on live events, indoor or outdoor, and all larger events can take place, and all of the remaining hospitality sectors will open.
It's so exciting. I mean, June 21st might sound like a long way away now, but the fact that we are just a few days off of the 1-year mark since the first lockdown began, time passes quickly, and it's great to have a date to work towards. And with the vaccine program taking such incredible shape across the country and the figures decreasing, we're all just hoping that we're on track to reach this amazing target.
Now, the full reopening of in-person events is still going to take work, time, and consideration. Safety is now more important than ever, and confirming that all parties follow these guidelines is key to ensure the full opening of our wonderful sector.
Yeah, it's so important that you're following the correct guidelines for your specific event. So keep an eye on the latest government updates and do not be shy to ask any and all questions that you have to your event manager to confirm that you are getting the absolute right information.
So until we hit those dates, there's been much talk about how hybrid will be part of the journey back from virtual to live events. There are compelling reasons to believe that virtual events will always be part of the delivery of effective conferences, exhibitions, and internal events.
Yeah, with so much reliance on virtual communication over the past 12 months, I mean, clients, agencies, production companies, everyone's had to learn how to deliver effective but also impactful programs. And with a plethora of new and improved platforms coming up, supporting our ability to deliver great content to small screens. These skills will not be forgotten, nor the benefits unlearned, and virtual attendees know that they can receive this content without leaving their home or their region or international offices, even when they are permitted.
Absolutely. The reach of a hybrid event is obviously so much greater. Why wouldn't companies want to offer virtual elements so that more people can engage with them, especially in a conference or exhibition style context?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting actually that you highlight conferences and exhibitions, because I do think that social events will remain much more in person. I mean, we know that people are missing eating, drinking. We've spoken about it, dancing, having a glass of champagne together in the same room with your colleagues, with your friends. It's like you're missing that glamour from a live event. And I mean, we've said it so many times before, but also sustainability. It's a huge factor in using a hybrid format. We all remember the positive impact that all of the global lockdowns have had all across the world on our carbon emissions, and especially with the Glasgow climate change looming. That one always gets me. How we do business in a greener way is going to definitely stay at the forefront of so many company policies for many years to come.
Absolutely. And I think flexibility is really a key factor. So with the ongoing uncertainties of the future lockdowns and pandemics, having the ability to pivot booked events from live to hybrid or even to fully virtual is really going to be essential, in short notice.
Yeah, I think so, definitely. Yeah. And then my favorite topic is cost. So this last point, it needs to be considered with some caution. Since money, you're saving money in hiring smaller venues, fewer bedrooms, less catering, you do need to remember that it has to be invested back in really high quality studio production, the teams, the platforms, but also down to catering deliveries to doorsteps to ensure attendance and the ongoing engagement of the virtual audiences is there.
There's a lot to digest there. So we'd recommend, firstly, downloading the government's roadmap for yourself and keeping an eye on social media and other news coverage. And we will, of course, be sharing with you what we know as and when we hear it. So make sure that you signed up to our newsletter as we share updates and ideas for everything event focused on there.
Indeed, yes. So I am very excited to now hand over to Claire, Eve, and Sophie from our VSL family. They're going to be joining us to have a deeper look into how venues are safe-proofing and getting ready for those all-important milestone dates for reopening. So Claire, I'm going to hand across to you.
Thank you very much. Welcome, everyone. As the girls said, we are Venue Search London, or VSL, as some of our clients know us. My name's Claire. I'm account director at VSL, and here is Sophie and Eve, who are account managers on the team. So, for those of you who don't know us, we are a free, unbiased service with really top knowledge. We have been working throughout the pandemic, we're happy to say, to keep that knowledge up, as changes, despite everything being closed, have been rapid, with venues closing down, changing slightly, changing their offering slightly, and new ones opening up. So that's what we're hoping to tell you about a bit more today. So just so you know, venues are as keen to invite you back to live events as we are all to go to them. But to do that, they know safety is key. And behind the scenes, while everything has been closed, many venues have worked hard on their processes to ensure a safe environment for your return. For instance, we've been inundated with venues giving us updates on what they've been working on behind the scenes. We know ETC Venues, they very quickly implemented an 18-point plan, which included a collaboration with Cleanology, a science-based deep cleaning company, who've completely been through all of their venues. They've retrained staff, and they're making sure that smart shift rotation, that there is as little crossover and contact as possible. A big thing you're going to see with a lot of events going forward is a more touch-free food offering. So think kind of grab and go lunch boxes, bento boxes, buffets may be served to you rather than you helping yourself, and bowl food and things like that, just to limit the contact a little bit more. And you're certainly going to find that AV and advanced tech and video conferencing facilities are very much more included as standard now going forward. I think the world of events has caught up very quickly, actually, so that it's exciting to see what people are now offering. Not to be confused with ETC Venues, we also have CCT Venues, along with many others, who have adapted their offering to include filming, mini studios, and hybrid packages. So you won't just be looking at the usual day delegate rates that people offer. They've even included an LED wall to create their virtual studio. So it's something to look out for, these new additions in any venue that you're inquiring about. A big one of the ones we've been following very closely was the Royal Lancaster, who were one of the first to adapt their spaces hugely with a smart studio feature of a 20 square meter extended reality stage. It's got an LED backdrop, floor, audio, broadcasting cameras, and TV ready lighting to make you look your best. And it creates a fully immersive 360-degree experience for all of your guests. So fully immersive, and just shows really what the capabilities are out there. So of course, in keeping with shorter lead times now this year, depleted team resources and more focused budgets, Tobacco Dock have even developed an inclusive, flexible plug and play package. That's another one for me to get my words around, which facilitate fully hybrid event planning of all scales, customizable platforms. So they've really kind of made the tech accessible and easy for clients to use. So don't worry, you don't have to kind of become a tech whiz in the meantime to make these events work. The list does go on. Hybrid events will always work best in venues that already had a head start on the tech front, with in-house teams, good quality facilities, and so you're best to start with those. If you think IET Savoy Place, Science Museum, Barbican, they've really been able to come into their own in the past year, with just slightly upgrading their already fantastic tech. facilities. That's the word I'm looking for. And on top of that, always be aware, nearly all venues we've spoken to are offering flexible terms in their contracts to allow you peace of mind when signing. So while we're very hopeful and feeling very confident about the roadmap ahead, you will still have that degree of flexibility, and you won't be held to ransom if you do sign on the dotted line. We're also pleased to say that site visits are taking place with a lot of venues now. Of course, with social distancing measures in place and masks required. I would recommend, obviously, if there's a committee, that you maybe don't make a group site visit. If it's possible to do one-on-one, that would be best. But our clients are booking to view venues from now. So please don't feel boxed in by the restrictions at present, because it is perfectly and I know Sophie has been looking at how our inquiries are going at the moment, and it's exciting news.
Thank you, Claire. Yes, there definitely has been an increase in demand for our clients to host parties as a way to bring everyone back together and to show their appreciation for continuing to work through challenging circumstances that everyone's faced in different ways. We've definitely seen my favourite area of events become really popular, and that's sort of like looking at reunion events for their colleagues and clients to join us for summer and Christmas get-togethers. A long lockdown has meant that clients have postponed from 2021. So a lot of key dates for summer and Christmas are already being booked and being looked into. Thursday, the 16th of December, comes as no surprise as one of the key dates for the festive season. But we can also help you sort of look at alternative dates as well if you were flexible. We are finding that inquiries for summer are the most in demand at present, with Christmas following close behind. Summer and Christmas pop-up venues are extending their dates where possible to accommodate the busy time summer is running at many places until late September, October this year. However, some places are maybe not running their sort of expected summer packages. So it's always worth sort of inquiring with us just to sort of understand how we can help advise you on what would be best for your budget and the sort of restrictions then that can go ahead as well. Conference bookings, live and hybrid, are also picking up with many venues keen to accommodate the new way of working, which is also really positive to see. We have been working on some really enjoyable and exciting briefs for summer and Christmas, where clients are excited to be returning to one of my favourite cities, being London, of course. So they really are looking for those sort of wow factor venues that offer incredible views and atmosphere and catering that we all maybe have been missing recently. If you are considering booking a summer or Christmas event for this year, we would encourage making your inquiry as soon as possible, as many of the venues have been allowing postponements from 2020. This way we can ensure you have your preferred date in place. So Eve's actually going to follow with some new exciting news, her best area to discuss, which are obviously some of the new venues refurbished that we can look forward to visiting.
Thanks, Sophie. So yeah, there is a lot of venue openings that were due to open in 2020, which unfortunately had to be kind of pushed back a little bit. And I'm going to go through some of those today. So I think probably the most anticipated venue opening this year will be Pan Pacific. It is going to be a luxury 5-star hotel in the heart of the city, literally about a 2-minute walk from Liverpool Street Station. It's going to be set over 44 stories. It's going to have a rooftop that's going to encourage biodiversity. It's going to have 237 bedrooms, luxury apartments, and obviously, most importantly, a ballroom for events, which is going to have a capacity of about 370, which, as I'm sure a lot of you know, is really difficult to find in the heart of the city. So we're really excited about that. Another venue to look out for, which is actually a refurbishment, is Mondrian Shoreditch. As I'm sure a lot of you know, the Mondrian on Bankside was rebranded to Sea Containers a couple of years ago, and this is actually the former Curtin Hotel and Private Members Club. Mondrian will be taken over and it's due to open in spring 2021. Next, we have Nobu Portman Square. They did have a soft opening in December, but they're going to be back full speed this summer. The venue is in the old Radisson Blu Portman, and it's going to have 249 bedrooms, 600 capacity ballroom, a wellness facility, and an outdoor terrace. The restaurant will also be taking over the flagship status from Nobu's Mayfair restaurant. Sticking in the West End, we also have the Londoner. Again, was due to open last year, but has been pushed back to this summer. Actually, I think spring. I think it's due to open in April. This is going to be the first known super boutique hotel. So it's going to have all the kind of quirkiness and characteristics that you would find in a boutique hotel, but on absolute scale of a larger hotel. It's going to have a capacity of 864 in their ballroom, with an additional 7 meeting spaces, as well as 2 private screening rooms. So it's literally in Leicester Square. So it's going to be really, really exciting when that opens. We also have Nomad, which is a brand new hotel. It's going to be in Covent Garden, set in a Grade 2 former magistrates courthouse and police station. This is much more of a independent, quirky hotel. They're going to have 4 event spaces. Their ballroom will have a capacity of 75 seated, but they also have said that they will be looking at hiring their bar and restaurant exclusively. So that will be a total of 120 seated if you were looking to hire that space instead. Going a little bit further east, we have Glass House, which is a really exciting new venue due to open this spring. It's in Springfield Park and will be part of the Hackney Venues portfolio. It's actually on the same site as the original Victorian Glass House. It's going to be available to hire all year round for weddings, meetings, and events. It's going to be made up of 2 main spaces, the Orchard Room and the Sky Room, and it will have a capacity of about 150 seated. What is amazing about this venue is that it's going to have completely retractable skylights, meaning you can have that feeling of being outdoors, but obviously if English weather pours down on us, a little click of a button and the roof will come over. And they still also have a private courtyard, so if you do have to cover up, but you still want to have that outside space, that is available as well. To be honest, there are tons more coming, so please keep an eye out for our newsletters. I think this year's been huge for venue openings, as well as next year and the year following. But I will pass you back to Claire for now.
Yeah, thank you very much, Eve. Yeah, as you said, that's literally the tip of the iceberg with new venues, but some really exciting and unique spaces opening up, which is great. So obviously, I know you've all will have watched Boris' latest roadmap, and I'm sure, like we were speaking earlier, a lot of people know what that means personally. I'm sure we've all got our dates booked in for our first outdoor drinks and things. But for events, just to recap, in essence, the dates are as follows. So immediately, right now, training events for essential workers only can take place. That is permitted. There is no cap on numbers. However, of course, venues have to be prepared for social distancing and COVID safety. And many venues that we've worked with for essential training at the moment have required written proof. Some written lines explaining why this has to go ahead in person, which I think is fair enough at present. But 17th of May, we'll go up to 50% of venue capacities, up to a maximum of 1,000 people, which is a lot. It's a big leap, and as long as social distancing is in place, of course. And finally, 21st of June again, larger events, all events, thankfully, can go ahead, hopefully with all capacity limits removed. So we will no longer need to be finding a double-sized venue for you. So I think that's what most of our clients are really, really keen on. Again, all of the above is subject to successful and safe pilots, which are taking place throughout the UK. And of course, the scientific team agreeing that this roadmap can proceed as planned. We have completed a survey of over 150 corporate buyers just to get an idea of what things are, how people are feeling at the moment, and what they're looking forward to. And the results have given us a real insight into the current trends within the industry and returning to live. And ultimately, people are very, very excited about it. Full results can be found on venuesearchlondon.com. However, to give you a summary of the findings, just to let you know that this survey was taken after the government announced their roadmap, so it is up to the minute. Certainly our inquiry levels have shown that companies large and small are keen to get back to live events in the latter half of the year. But even better news is that the willingness to attend is higher even than company plans. So event planners can be confident that attendance levels are looking very positive already. I know a few clients have already asked me, they're very keen to get planning again, but they are wondering if take-up will be as much as they think it will. And actually from our survey results, it seems that everyone is very willing to attend these events once again. So you can relax and you'll be expecting a lot of yes RSVPs to drop into your email inbox. And also the most important thing to take away is that hybrid isn't going anywhere. As the girl said earlier, we can't forget about this element now. Many companies are planning to use virtual and hybrid platforms going forward, as well as, of course, offering more flexible working plans and people working from home still. So boosting demand for online streaming, this is going to become standard, I think, in an awful lot of venues. And when you're planning your events, highly recommend that you take that into consideration, and that you expect some people may be attending particularly conferences and exhibitions from home still. Do, of course, get in touch with us for any further clarity or venue finding requirements. There will be more details of how to contact us at the end of the webinar. But for now, that is all from us. Thank you for listening. And I think Carly's got some more information on Story's latest virtual conference and wellbeing packages, which have really taken off, as well as some more artisan gifting.
Thank you, ladies. It's always so lovely to have you on with us, and lovely to hear about all the exciting new venue openings and people planning for future events. So as Claire said, we are going to be talking about our packages. Now, in October, when Lauren and I first came to your screens, we brought with us some very exciting and what turned out to be very popular festive packages. Now, due to that incredible success, we've got some more for you. Many of our clients have pushed conferences and summits from last year to this year in the hope that they could do them in person. Many people feel that they would like to hold these events though now rather sooner rather than later. So they've decided to go virtual or hybrid. But they want these to feel a little bit more than just a simple video call with dodgy Wi-Fi. So with this in mind, we've created some virtual conference packages to elevate your virtual event, and a multitude of wellness sessions, which can be included as breakout sessions or part of a larger wellness series. When creating your virtual conference, we've suggested 4 categories to consider. So the first is filming location. We would help you whether recording at home, at Story Studio, or hiring a creative studio space in a venue, allowing the best quality recording and look for your virtual event.
Yeah, and then secondly, platform. So we'd say there's a couple of options for streaming your event. Broadcasting, which is TV style, exactly like we're doing today, or an interactive platform, which can facilitate so many features that you would be used to at a physical event. For instance, networking, breakout, roundtable discussions, elements like that.
Then there's technical support. So this would include bringing cameras, microphone, lighting, or even staging delivered to the speaker's home or set up in the recording studio, depending on the requirements.
Yeah. And then number 4, emotive extras, as we call them. So this could be wellness sessions, masterclasses, live entertainment, virtual gaming, or artisan gifting. So these can be added onto a conference, but they can, of course, also be used alone for a virtual or a hybrid event or an event series. It's something that boosts your delegate engagement. And as we know, not all events are going to be conference style with business content. So with wellness at the forefront of everyone's minds, we're currently working on so many different events for our clients, which include a key focus on not only physical and mental health, but also creativity and social well-being. For some clients, we've done either a one-off session, some have had a week or a month-long wellness session, and then we've also got some who have booked monthly virtual experiences, which some have begun, some are about to begin, and go to the end of the year. So included in this, the list of inclusions is honestly endless. So you could have anything from breath work to nutritional coaching, mindful photography, magic masterclasses, live comedy shows. There's dance classes, yoga, Pilates, candle making, and also watercolor classes.
Oh, so many options. Now we want to move. Yeah. Now we want to move on to artisan gifting. Similar to the artisan gifting we created over December, our new boxes have been themed around 3 main focuses. But as always, you can mix and match and create something completely bespoke for your company. Now, the boxes are based on what we feel our clients have been requesting and what companies would require at the moment. So rather than just another generic drop down of choices, these boxes really feel like they've been handpicked and crafted exquisitely just for your teams or your clients. They're perfect as an add-on to the virtual or hybrid event, but they can also stand alone, something to appreciate, to show appreciation to your clients or colleagues throughout the year, maybe for Easter, for example.
Yeah, that's a nice one. I like that. So all the companies that we to create these boxes are small, independent, local businesses, and many have a sustainable element to them, which is really important to us. Story remains completely committed to supporting these businesses during the current climate. We're keeping the same quaint and unique brand as with our previous designs, and the boxes will also include a little note describing the various elements within those boxes and tell you where they've come from. So you'll probably be able to see, hopefully on your screen, an overview of the boxes. So we're just going to give you a little taster of those. So the Wellness at Home box. So this is, think calming scented candles, mindful cards, beautiful cleansing teas, and award-winning granola. It's something calming, beautiful, it's something to be enjoyed at home. You are also able to upgrade this package to include a really gorgeous little succulent plant, which is from a small independent UK supplier.
Then there's the Conference at Home box. Now, the Conference at Home box is filled with lovely bits to help you work more comfortably at home and to give you a little bit of a pickup throughout the day. So it has things like cozy socks, an eco-friendly notebook, and some delicious treats.
Yeah, and then we have the Indulge at Home. It's exactly what it says on the box. So quintessential sparkling wine, indulgent chocolates and sweets, and some very special chocolate eggs, which you can include, as Carly said, for something like Easter or during the month of March. To add a little bit extra onto this, we can also include some very in-demand, and we found them to be sold out, beautiful little chocolate truffles.
There's something really amazing about receiving a personalized gift in the post. I think it gives us something physical to reach out and connect with our teams and to enjoy something together. Again, they can go alongside the virtual event or just on their own to celebrate the company in a different way. We'll send everybody sort of more details after the webinar, so you can, of course, get in touch if you've got any inquiries.
Yeah. Now, it's been a full-on morning. We've given you a lot of information. We are very aware, obviously, with that slightly bumpy start, that we are slightly behind. So thank you so much to everyone who sent in questions. We have been taking those. I know that some of the team behind the scenes have been answering some. We will come back to you on those, I promise. But we are going to actually pass straight across to Osk for the yoga session. And then we will pop back and see you afterwards.
Yeah, sounds good. Hi, Osk.
Hello, hi. Hello, everyone. So my name is Osk. I'll be guiding you through a short condensed desk yoga session. So this session is all about just giving you the opportunity to pause in your busy day and focus on yourself. I'll be guiding you through a little bit of mindfulness, a little bit of breath and movement. The movement specifically to focus on areas that are affected by long hours of sitting at your home desks and areas that are affected by stress. So let's get started. So we're starting sitting down. Come to a comfortable position sort of on your chair. Keep your feet flat on the floor. Your spine is nice and straight and shoulders are relaxed. Maybe rolling those shoulders back a couple of times. And then from here, I invite you to close your eyes, or you can simply lower your gaze if you prefer. And we're just going to start by just finding a little bit of stillness. Take a deep full inhale here through the nose. Hold the breath at the top. Open the mouth and release it slowly out. And repeat this 2 or 3 more times in your own time. Deep full inhale. And then releasing out through the mouth. Letting go. And having this sense of letting go of any tension, letting go of any stress that you might be storing in your body. Just allowing the body to be heavy and relaxed here. And then returning the breath back to its natural rhythm, just breathing in and out through the nose if that feels okay. We're going to draw our awareness inwards, away from all the external distractions and away from all the noise out there. Just see if you can leave all that to one side for now. And just start noticing your body. Notice your feet in contact with the floor. The back of your thighs and your sitting bones in contact with the chair. And just notice your whole body here. Sitting steady and strong. And just notice perhaps how you're feeling today. Just a little sort of self-check-in. What sensations are there? How are you feeling emotionally? How are you feeling energetically? And then bringing your awareness to your breath. So maybe placing one hand onto your chest and one hand onto tummy. And just start noticing the breath in the body. Notice the air coming in and the air coming out. And notice how the body moves gently with the breath. The expansion as you inhale and the softening as you exhale. Take a moment here to soften your face, soften your cheeks, your forehead and your eyes. Release the jaw and let the tongue be heavy in your mouth. And we just stay here for a few more mindful breaths, simply noticing our inhales and exhales. Maybe you start to draw the breath a little bit deeper if that feels good. Drawing the breath into the tummy and the rib cage. And then slowly and softly release, taking your time with your exhale, maybe holding on to that exhale a little bit longer before you take your next inhale. And then releasing the hands back down onto your lap. We're just going to drop the head forward. You can blink open the eyes here or keep them shut for a little bit longer. And let gravity pull the head forward here. Bring the chin to your chest. Maybe rock back the shoulders a couple of times. Just going to start to find a little bit of length here at the back of the neck. And then we're going to start moving the head from one side to the other. So just rock the head here over to one shoulder and then over to the other. And you can make any movements here that feel good for you, really. Maybe start circling the chin, so the chin could come all the way up to the ceiling, and then back, down, and over to the other side. See if you can release some tension from the neck. And then reverse the circle here. Lovely. Bringing your right ear over your right shoulder. And then reach the opposite arm down as if you were trying to grab something off the floor. Just find a bit of length on the left side of the neck here. And you can take the right hand and place it on top of the head. Not force it in any way, but maybe put a little bit of pressure just to find a bit more stretch. And move here. You can look up and down. Just find what feels good in your body. Just be a little bit mindful with the neck. So holding back perhaps a little bit. Obviously not forcing. And then rolling back to the other side. Reaching the opposite arm down. Just lengthen here the right side of the neck. And then maybe guiding the head gently. Moving in any way that feels good for you. Nice. And then dropping the head to the center. Roll back the shoulders a couple of times and interlock your hands and place the hands behind your skull here at the base of your skull. Bring the elbows together, put a little bit of pressure onto the head, draw that chin to your chest and the elbows come together. From here on your next inhale, we're going to open up, push those elbows out, squeeze your shoulder blades together and drop the head into your hands. And then as you exhale, we fold forward, round the spine, chin to chest. Create that space between the shoulder blades. Inhale, we open up nice and wide. This one is great if you spend long hours working at your home desk. It ticks a lot of boxes. You're working with the upper back, you're working with the shoulders, you're working with the neck. Areas of the body where many of us are suffering at the moment. So holding here, pushing those elbows out, we're going to start leaning over to the right side. Just a little reminder here that everything we do here is super gentle and safe, but just make sure that things feel okay in your body. And if they don't feel good, just feel free to skip some of the stretches. From here, release that lower hand down and reach the top arm over, coming into a side stretch. Move a little bit here, in and out. Maybe rock that shoulder back and forth a few times, creating space in the side body. And then back to the center. Again, open up here nice and wide. Inhale, exhale, fold forward. Nice. Inhale, open. Drop the head back, squeeze those shoulder blades. Exhale, fold forward. Last one here, we open up and then lean over to the other side. Push those elbows out. Release the lower hand, the lower arm, and reach the top arm over. Lovely. A few moves here. Slow, steady breaths. And then coming all the way back to the center. From here, reach both arms up, push into the fingertips. Take a deep full inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to fold forward, come down with a straight spine. See if you can bring your whole upper body over your legs. And then release and relax into your fold here. So relax the head, let it sort of hang heavy, maybe nod and shake it a few times. And take a moment to open up the mouth and just release that jaw. Soften your face. We hold on to a lot of tension in our face. And it's good to check in on the face once in a while throughout the day. If this forward fold is a bit too deep, you can be leaning like this over your desk as well. And forward folds are great to release tension from the lower back, of course, but also really good just to find a bit of calm. They activate the parasympathetic part of our nervous system or our relaxation response. So really good if you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed or stressed. So pushing into the feet here, we're going to roll up slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, stacking the spine all the way up. Nice. From here, sitting a little bit forward onto your chair, we're going to find our way up via a chair pose. So feet are going to come together, knees together. Bring the heels a little bit closer to the chair. And then the arms come up. So see if you can bring the arms parallel to your ears here. And then pushing into the feet, hover the hips off the chair and sink into your really comfortable invisible chair here. So sink a little bit deeper perhaps. Just activating those legs, the blood pumping. Nice. From here, one more deep full inhale. And then as we exhale, we're going to fold forward. So bring your whole upper body here over your legs. You can separate the feet a little bit, so about hip distance apart. And an option for you here is to grab opposite elbows and then release down. So nod and shake your head a few times. You can sway gently, perhaps side to side. Let gravity do a bit of work here. Check that you're not holding on to any tension in the neck, in the shoulders, and in the upper back. And then slowly from here, we're going to start rolling up, stacking our spine vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way up to standing, and roll back the shoulders here. Place the hands onto the back of your base of your spine here. Push the shoulders, elbows together and squeeze the shoulder blades and just drop the head back. Lovely. From here, we're going to interlock our hands behind our back. And then lift the arms up just a little bit if that's available, or keep them down. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, open up the front body. Maybe drop the head back. A couple of deep breaths here. Nice. From here, one more deep full inhale. Release the hands, interlock them in front of you. Push into the palms and just give yourself a good stretch here at the front. So coming into a little cat, standing cat stretch. You can lengthen one side, lengthen the other. Maybe drop the head down. Create, again, that space between the shoulder blades. And then push the palms all the way up. Open up the shoulders here, nice and wide. So see if you can bring your arms parallel to your ears. From here, releasing the hands, we're going to start drawing the elbows down, at the same time pushing the arms back. So move slowly here. This feels lovely for the shoulders. Opening up those shoulders and interlocking the hands once more behind your back. So you can stay here, just breathing deeply, or if you want to come into one more forward fold, just come forward, bring the arms perhaps over a little bit, releasing those shoulders, and then nod and shake your head here a few times. You can keep the legs straight or bent. If there's space in your hamstrings, you want to give your hamstrings a little stretch, you can straighten them out perhaps. And then release the arms here again. Soften the knees and slowly roll yourself up. Arms are heavy, head is heavy as you come all the way up, back to standing. Nice. From here, a little more attention to those shoulders. The arms come out, palms are facing up. Bring the fingertips onto your shoulders or reach towards it. And then we're just going to start circling the elbows. And you really want to go for this one. So see if you can bring the elbows as far forward as you can. Maybe they touch at the front and then all the way back. It's another one that is really good to get to both shoulders and upper back. And that space in between the shoulder blades where many of us hold on to tension. Just continuing here. Breathing as the arms come, breathing in as the arm come up and exhaling as the arms come back. Nice. One more big circle here. Lovely. Coming into a down dog variation using the chair. Really effective to, again, work on the shoulders and the whole spine. Hold at the back of your chair here and then just start walking yourself back. And see if you can bring your upper body, your torso here parallel to the floor. The legs can be straight if you want to work the hamstrings, or you can keep the knees nice and soft. The focus here is more on lengthening the upper body, finding that opening here in your shoulders, and push the chest down towards the floor. A really good stretch, this one. And everything that we do is really easy to sort of integrate into your working day. Everything can be done while sitting or standing at your desk. Maybe walk those feet a little bit further back. Lengthen that spine. Release the head, soften your face, and release your jaw. Take a deep full inhale here. Open the mouth, release the breath out. Maybe a couple of more sighs here if that feels good. Lovely. And then slowly walking back up. We're going to find our seat. A very quick hip stretch before we finish. So sitting again at the edge of your chair, drawing, let's start with the right knee towards your chest, interlock and pull the knee towards you. Roll back the shoulders. Flex the right foot, and then we're going to cross that leg over. So creating a figure of 4 here, putting a little bit of pressure onto the right knee. A really good stretch here for the hips, this one. Good if you've been spending long days sitting at your desk. So maybe rocking in and out here a few times. If there's space in the hips, maybe some of you might want to fold forward and release the head. You can put a little bit of pressure here onto this right knee at the same time. Nice. And then moving straight onto the other side. So this is a really condensed version here. We're moving a bit fast. I would usually want to hold you a little bit longer, but hopefully I will have given you some ideas to take with you and perhaps use at your home desk. So put a little bit of pressure here onto the knee again, moving in and out perhaps, or staying up here if this feels good. Maybe folding deeper. Slow, steady breaths. Nice, and then coming all the way back. Now find a comfortable seat once more. Few mindful breaths to finish you off. So feet are flat on the floor. Roll back the shoulders and then close your eyes here or lower your gaze. Just come back to the body here. Notice any sensations. Notice any sort of after sensations of the stretches that we've just done. Notice how your shoulders are feeling, your upper back, your neck, your hips. And then coming to the breath, maybe placing again hand on heart, hand on tummy. Just noticing your inhales and exhales here. Softening the shoulders, softening the face. Holding your awareness on the breath. Noticing and sensing every inhale and every exhale. And then when you're ready, release your hands and gently blink open your eyes. Thank you so much. Namaste. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you. That was so wonderful.
Oh, lovely.
So lovely to stretch and release some tension and to breathe. It breaks up the day.
Yeah, we've been doing behind the scenes.
Great. So just to everybody watching, to discuss any of your 2021 virtual, hybrid or live events and how we can support you in creating something spectacular, contact us at hello@storyevents.co.uk or hello@venuesearchlondon.com and one of the team will be in touch.
And so from myself, Carly, Claire, Eve, Sophie, and the whole Story and VSL team, who we know have been chatting with you on the platform throughout the whole webinar, a huge thank you for joining us today. Stay safe, stay hopeful, and we look forward to not only hearing from you, but hopefully seeing you soon to help work on some truly incredible events. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Bye.